Hello, hello, hello world. My name is Nicole Banister, aka Nikki Banz. Today is Tuesday, so you already know the vibes. This is Nikki Banz Live.
Here comes the money.
Oh, you already know the vibes. You already know that I like to start every single one of my episodes with the most lit, the most hype introduction possible. And you already know I like some sound effects. So there will be sound effects, party people. There will be sound effects. Well, hello there. It is such an absolute pleasure to see all of you fabulous humans here today. Whether you are tuning in live on Instagram right now here on this Tuesday, or you're watching the rerun on YouTube or on IGTV, I'm telling you, we are so stoked to have you here. Like I said, my name is Nicole Banister, and every single Tuesday, I am bringing you the most incredible interviews with some of the absolute dopest people across the world. Whether it is a Nollywood star who rose to fame on Big Brother Naija, whether it is Zimbabwe's hottest fitness instructor and influencer, whether it is an amazing corporate marketing executive turned food vlogger in Los Angeles, I am telling you, every single Tuesday, I am bringing you live interviews, behind the scenes, exclusive, amazing hour-long chats with some of the most fascinating artists, entertainers, activists, entrepreneurs, and content creators out there. And today's guest, Michelle Khare, is no different. This woman is one of the biggest and baddest female YouTubers in the world. This woman looks fear dead in the eyes and says, not today, I got you. Whether it is training with NASA astronauts, or learning how to be an Olympic figure skater, or trying to walk a Victoria's Secret runway, or do a fashion shoot, I'm telling you, this woman is absolutely phenomenal. I've had the pleasure of working with her at Nas Academy for the past, it's been maybe like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months or so, and she's coming to you live here on Nikki Banz Live. If you're not following me on Instagram already, at They Call Me Banz, and I'm gonna bring her on right now. Honestly, I don't even wanna waste any more time because I already know that Michelle and I are gonna be having an amazing conversation here for you all. So, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah, you are. All right, party people, let me get my drum roll going, and I'm gonna bring Michelle on right now. Here we go. Hey. Let's get it.
Is it working?
Yeah, it is.
Hello everybody. Oh my God, so much love. Like all the hearts are so cute. Hello, Nikki. It's so great to see you.
Oh my gosh, Michelle, it is so amazing to see you as well. Thank you so much for coming on to Nikki Banz Live. What a treat to have you live from halfway across the world.
I know, the internet is so crazy. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you
Perfect.
perfectly.
Yay.
I can hear you. I can see you. You look great. You've got your like super fabulous famous chair behind you that's like, it looks so comfortable.
Well, can I actually show you something that's really exciting that I haven't shown online yet?
Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Nikki Banz Live exclusive. Michelle Khare exclusive.
We just got this.
Oh my gosh, sound effects.
I have wanted a challenge accepted neon sign to match our YouTube show since the beginning. And we finally got it. It was made by Radical Neon. Shout out to them.
Wow.
And they did a fantastic job. So now I just feel so inspired in my workspace. And I thought it'd be a fun place for me to chat with you. Oh, hi. Hi, Vince.
Hi, Vince. We love you, Vince. Oh my goodness, Michelle, that sign is phenomenal. And you know what? You're literally inspiring me because I've been thinking that for my show, since I do this every single Tuesday, I should have like a Nikki Banz Live neon sign. And I feel like this is a sign from the universe because you have a sign now.
I'll send you their info so you can get one.
Yes, yes, please do. Please do. Well, Michelle, welcome to Nikki Banz Live. I always like to start every single episode with every new guest by letting the folks tuning in know how I know the guests who are on my show. And so you and I have such a cute little love story. We first started working together through your course at Nas Academy, this incredible 30-day challenge accepted boot camp where whether it's trying to, learn a new language in 30 days, organize your house, become an expert at a new, video game, people are challenging themselves in just 30 days to do something incredible. And so that's how you and I first connected through Nas Academy. And then we had the pleasure of meeting each other in real life 2 weeks ago in Dubai.
It was so wonderful to get to meet you in person. And yes, we did have this amazing opportunity to get to work together on my course at Nas Academy. Take the Challenge Accepted Academy if you want. I know some of our students are in the live right now, which is so exciting. Yeah, so we're really, really grateful to have you. I mean, Nicole was such a fantastic partner to work with to bring the course to life. Guys, if you have a chance to take any of Nicole's Nas Academy courses that she's a trainer for, you have to. I think that teaching a course, especially curriculum that isn't your own, or was mine rather, is such a unique challenge. And the way that you step into the curriculum and support the students and are fully present with people is just awe-inspiring. So I think what you do is so amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. I mean, it is really easy to dive fully into a course when there's an amazing person behind it like you. And I think your dedication and commitment to the students and to the course is just unparalleled. And that's actually something that I want to get into in a little bit. But I think first and foremost, let's do a little bit of introductions. And I gave you an intro saying that you're just like this incredible YouTuber, content creator. And I was, doing my research on you, before we start. Obviously, we know each other, but, always got to do a little background research, And so I was actually looking at your LinkedIn because I love LinkedIn. It's like one of my favorite.
LinkedIn!
It's literally one of my favorite social media platforms. I feel like, I don't know why. It's because I feel like there's no pressure, like I don't care about likes on LinkedIn, right? It's just like you just share whatever you want. And one of the things that you have on your LinkedIn introduction is that you are a daredevil. And I love that word for you. And I would love for you to tell people, how did you become the daredevil that you are? Talk to us about how that word describes you and how you got to this point.
Oh my gosh. Well, honestly, I just needed something to describe myself for LinkedIn. So I was like, yeah, I'll say daredevil. Because some people have said like, oh, she does challenges on YouTube. And I just didn't feel like that perfectly fit. Because for some people, doing challenges on YouTube is like, overnight in the world's biggest popcorn machine or whatever, which is super fun to watch. But I didn't feel like it was exactly what I was doing. I think that it's interesting that I chose that word and that it has been used to describe what we're doing, because most of my best challenges are rooted in a deep fear of mine. And so I guess I'm a daredevil maybe because in each of my videos I try to overcome a fear that I have. Like for example, I want to be a firefighter, but I'm not brave enough to go in a burning building. I want to be a ballerina, but I'm not graceful enough. I want to be a runway model, but I'm not tall enough. So I try to sort of attack each of those things because I really believe the only way to the other side of something is through. So that's where I'm coming from.
And I think that's such a powerful reminder to so many folks, that the only way to actually overcome something is straight through. And I think these days, when talking about the things that challenge us or the things that scare us, I think people are so intimidated to actually just like dive right into it, right? Whether it's anything, things that have happened in your past, something upcoming, applying for a new job, right? Just diving right in. Where do you get that courage, that confidence to actually just like look fear in the eyes and just go straight into it?
Oh my gosh. I think it comes from having a strong fire lit under your ass. It's honestly it. So, people are like, oh yeah, just go do the thing. Just do it. I saw someone write in chat just now. And yes, absolutely. But you can't find that inner drive unless you have a really strong purpose or why, as some people in the fitness industry say, what is your why? And I really think that anyone can be motivated to do anything with the right why, with the right reason, with the right source of motivation. I truly think it's that every single time. And for me, I have the luxury, I guess, of when I do, when I take on a challenge, I know it's documented. So naturally, that's a good motivator for me to want to put my best foot forward, because it's going to be on YouTube for all of you guys to see and judge and comment on. So I want to give it my best every time. And for some people, having social media as your accountability partner or tool can be really powerful. For some people, it doesn't work. Sometimes it's having a friend or family member that you connect with, or a coach figure in your life. But I think that finding the drive to do something requires an outside perspective and source of motivation that every time you return to your driving force, that gets you back there every single time.
100%, Michelle. And I think that the way that you're, able to articulate that force and that drive is so inspiring. And I think this is one of the reasons why people love your videos and why people love your content. You truly take us on an epic journey. We live in this age where we're so used to Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, or these TikTok videos that are just so short and so punchy. But you have long form content. You have videos that are 14 minutes long, 25 minutes long, 30 minutes long, and you share the whole trajectory of your journey, and you're not afraid to be vulnerable, right? Whether you're doing something that's so intense and physical and then you throw up, right? You just put it all out there and document the whole thing. When were you always just that open from the jump in your videos, or did that take some time to kind of learn, actually my viewers, people, they want to see the real me, they want to see the real thing? Was that something that was learned, or did that just happen, organically from the start?
I would say it was definitely learned. When I approach all of my videos, we actually try to follow a story structure. There's the Dan Harmon story circle that a lot of people talk about in film and TV. And in that, there's always the world as it is currently, a point of conflict, a low, a high, and resolution. All of those things are kind of in any good piece of content. And if you look at the best performing pieces of content, even throwback to Vine, like a 6-second Vine or a short TikTok, always has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Even if it's 2 seconds long, even if it's a meme, there's a beginning, a subversion, and a conclusion. And so with that, naturally in my own challenges, there are always, moments when I'm feeling really great, moments when I'm not. And so I think by nature, it made the story better and therefore more relatable, and more people could connect to it once I started allowing myself to include that in the videos. And I mean, it's really tough. I mean, it's literally sitting there in the edit with our editor saying, all right, I guess we have to include this moment where I'm really upset because I'm 8 months into chess and I still haven't hit my goal. And it's tough because I think to myself, oh my gosh, people are going to judge me for including a really vulnerable moment, even moments when I know I'm being unreasonable with myself. Even, with the chess video, it honestly drove me insane. The chess video, chess was its own unique situation. But I think that I have to accept that those are the moments people connect with, because they're real. If I just put out a video that was like, hey, studied chess for 8 months, woo, hit it, no one can relate to that, because that's not how it is. Even the best chess players of all time struggle for years to become grandmasters. And what everyone can relate to is the struggle.
Mm, Absolutely. And this is why we love you, Michelle, because so much of social media that we see is like kind of staged and kind of set up and a little bit fake, but you bring the realness, you bring the rawness. You're like, this was hard, and I'm going to tell you straight up that it was hard and actually show you. And so I think that that brings me to this question around like these challenges that you choose. I mean, it's like, it's one thing for you to be, you know, a really incredible, you know, YouTuber and a really incredible woman in YouTube, but not only are you like just this amazing female YouTuber, you do very physical, very intense challenges. And that's not something that we see from a lot of the top female YouTubers. So talk to us, like, when you pick these challenges, how do you pick a challenge? And oftentimes, I think you are doing like multiple challenges at once, like throughout the course of filming. So talk to us about how that works, like the behind the scenes, the logistics of actually navigating, you know, picking the challenge and then navigating multiple challenges at once.
Absolutely. Well, I think that, you know, everyone, when they talk about social media and like building your brand, whatever, they always say, you know, choose something that makes you uniquely you. And unfortunately for me, it's these like very long-term, intense challenges. And I mean, if I think if you had asked me at the beginning of my YouTube career, I think I would have loved to do something. I'm not even gonna say easier, because everyone who does social media full time, it's hard. It's hard, period, no matter what you're doing.
Facts.
But I would
Facts.
say more straightforward or simpler. Like, you know, back when I started my YouTube channel, daily vlogging was really big back in like 2018 or whatever. And I was like, man, I wish I could just document whatever I'm doing for the day and upload it. And, you know, we all know by now that daily vlogging is no beast, and coming up with it is no simple task. And coming up with a story every day is so hard. So, you know, that's not even a good comparison. But what I sort of found was, once I started bringing that athletic part of myself, the videos evolved beyond like girl who tries things.
Right.
I really started leaning into that part of myself, and it was kind of something that made me a little self-conscious at times, because the relationship I had with my body when I started, to be honest, it was confusing. I mean, I was a professional athlete before I did YouTube, and so I, you know, had big arms, and, you know, as a girl, you're told like that's you know, not the lovely thing to be. And you know what, I want to lean into this because it actually makes it different. It makes it different from what other people are doing. So I don't even know if I like intentionally set out to do that, but it's sort of where I ended up. And I think it's really special that the thing that actually made me different is what performed the best. I mean, what a privilege it is to get to be myself, and it's my job.
And I love that you spoke about, you know, being yourself and your most authentic self. Some of the sort of issues that you face, the challenges that you face as this female athlete, this incredible professional athlete that you were and are. You are still a professional athlete in my eyes, girl. I mean, everything that you do is just unbelievable. I think that makes me want to speak a little bit more about your identities. You know, your identity as a woman, your identity as mixed race is something that I think is very interesting. I am also mixed, right? So my dad is Black American, my mom is from Iran. And I am of the personal belief that people who are mixed race are basically X-Men. Because, you know,
I love that.
because I'm just like, you know, we don't see the world as black and white, because actually we know for a fact that it's not, right? Mom has one perspective, dad has another, you know, or parent one and then parent two, and then they're like, hey, sweetie, what do you think, right? Like, though, you know, we know that the world is very dynamic. So talk to me about your identity being a mixed race, and how that has sort of shaped your worldview and now informs or shapes your content creation.
Wow, I never knew that about you, Nikki, and I'm really happy that we get to connect about this as well. I think that being mixed race can be a beautiful and challenging thing. I mean, growing up at least, everyone wants to categorize people. And when you aren't easily fit into a category, I don't know if you ever experienced this, but I would, be with my Indian family at like one of my cousin's weddings or something, and they're all speaking Hindi. I don't know how to speak Hindi.
Yeah.
Feeling really out of place there. And then my maternal family is from like Arkansas.
Big difference.
I don't know a single Indian person from Arkansas, so I would go to Arkansas and be like, and so it really makes you socially aware at a young age of a lot of unspoken issues, which can be incredible. I mean, I appreciate the social intelligence gained from these experiences, but also the lack of belonging is very difficult to deal with growing up and in school and everything. I also think, like, in the profession we've chosen, hosting, acting, whatever it may be, there are very few roles for people who are like in the ambiguous middle. It's always like very white, very Indian. Oh, like the middle part is far rarer. So I just felt that from the get-go, I knew that waiting on someone in a suit to believe in me for being on a TV show, it just wasn't going to happen. I knew that wasn't going to happen. And I'm really glad social media existed so that I could sort of find my own voice. And I like to, sometimes bring in aspects of my culture and that into my videos. But I also think it's just interesting for people to see someone who looks like me doing the things. And that in and of itself, I think, is powerful by itself.
Yes, queen, 1,000%. I'm with you on that one. And I resonate with so many things that you just shared. For a lot of my Persian family, they exclusively speak Farsi, and I don't speak Farsi. So, I'm here at the family function like, hi, just smile
Exactly.
and say those 2 words I know like 10 times in a row, right? So, I really resonate with that, but also with that social capital and that cross-cultural capital that comes with having to navigate multiple different identities, multiple different cultures, with perhaps being, the only person that looks like you in a certain space, in a particular space. And I think that's really, and again, this is why I'm saying, beyond just your identity as a woman and an athlete, right? This mixed race identity, I think, is something that's also so powerful. And I like that you brought up that you're not waiting around for anyone, in a suit to give you a role in acting. And yet here you are making waves, beyond just social media, beyond just content creation, but also in the acting space. Tell us about the, HBO show that you were an incredible part of.
Oh, yeah. So right before the pandemic, amazing opportunity to host a kids survival show called Karma on HBO Max. It was like the best summer ever. Like, what a joy it was to get to like be the front person for that show and host it, be the Jeff Probst of the show. And I learned so much doing that, and it was a really full circle moment for me because it had been a dream to be on a network show for so long. Now, I mean, I love YouTube. It's the best. And, network TV is wonderful as well. It's very nice to have division of labor, and, you show up to that and you do the hosting thing, and you go home and everyone has their little task. But honestly, I think there's a really special place, and honestly, nothing can beat YouTube. I mean, YouTube, you have the opportunity to just hit upload. That's the only barrier.
Yeah.
The only barrier is yourself and hitting upload. That's it. Which is also really you in the way if that's too much of a task. And I like that. I like that a lot. I appreciate it even more, having gone and done the show. I would definitely do it again in a heartbeat if another opportunity like that came up. but yeah, I think that it made what was nice about the network opportunities, it made me a really strong host. Like I learned the
Mm.
technical skills of hosting, reading off the prompter, the cue cards, like dealing with
Yes.
an unpredictable environment, and that made me so much better at what I do on YouTube now, and also appreciate the privilege I have of getting to do YouTube now.
Well, I am ready for the Michelle Khare takeover of network television, of YouTube and social
Me
media. I'm ready to see your
too!
face. Yeah, I'm ready to see your face everywhere, girl. I'm ready for that.
Well, thank you.
And oh my gosh, of course, you're so welcome. And you actually are in the process of taking, if I'm not mistaken, you're in the process of like taking acting classes. I've seen you on some
Yeah.
red carpets recently. I'm like, what's going on, girl? What you got going on in the Hollywood world?
Wow. Yeah, I'm currently in an acting like 2-year program right now. So that's been amazing. And with social media, another benefit to social media is you get to go to some cool premieres and events sometimes. So we got to go to the Moon Knight premiere last week. It was so good. Can't wait for it to come out on Disney Plus so I can watch the rest of it. Yeah, I'm just, I feel like at the beginning of YouTube, for me, it was very like, I have to make this work right now because I'm only young for so long and I'm only relevant for so long.
Mm,
And both of those things are true in a way. But now I feel like rather than just rushing, I have so much more awareness of like the the beauty of each moment by itself.
mm.
Maybe that's just something that happens as you become an adult more with each passing year. But that's something I've really liked, and it's something you appreciate when you're told no a bunch of times.
Absolutely. And I think that living in the moment is so important. I think so often we are looking forward to the next thing or the most exciting thing and, what's to come. But really, there's so many amazing things happening right now. And to kind of just pause and reflect on that for a moment is something beautiful, but something that we oftentimes have to be like told that we need to do,
Yes.
right? We can be like, okay, actually, let's just pause for a second and just reflect a little bit. And I wanted to reflect a little on your educational background, right? So you did your undergrad at Dartmouth, which I think is super interesting because obviously Dartmouth is an Ivy League school. I did my undergraduate degree at Georgetown, and I just feel like I don't see a lot of content creators coming from these types of schools. And I'm just so curious. Like I was like, I have to just ask you about this because I'm curious, right? You've got Nasir, right, aka Nas Daily, coming from Harvard. You've got Erica Kohlberg, who is also at Nas Summit, coming from Notre Dame and Georgetown Law. And then you've got you coming from Dartmouth. Like I'm just like curious. What do you think? Like, are there a bunch of Ivy League or like top tier university grads out there also in the social media content creation space? I feel like the answer is no. And then it makes me curious, like maybe tell us a little bit more about your path to how you got to today, because I don't see a lot of people coming from these places who are now in the place that you are.
Wow. Yeah, and there's also do you know It's Me Tinks? She went to
No.
Stanford. I mean, she's very
Okay.
smart people. I think it's really cool to see more people from those types of institutions exploring.
Mm,
I can't really speak as to why some people do and don't pursue these things,
mm.
but I think personally, I could not bring myself to do investment banking. I just couldn't. Like everybody at my college at least becomes an investment banker, works at Google, or does consulting.
Right.
I had the privilege of getting to do an internship at Google, and it's fantastic. Now I'm technically still an employee of Google, I guess, if you think about it that way.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I still can't tell you what investment bankers do. Should I know that? Probably. No clue what any of those people do. I have no clue what consulting means, really, like when you really think about it. I mean, yes, I have a broad understanding, but day to day, All I hear is that everybody is stressed, gets burnt out, and eventually quits to do their own thing anyways. And
Right.
so because I just literally could not get on board with that, I think this is just where I ended up. And I think, you might say it's a bit of like following your heart or whatever, but I don't know. I was also very calculated. Like for some people, I think it's like, oh, I had a video go viral, and now I'm going to do the thing, I guess. Surprise. What a beautiful like surprise that has fallen on me. And for me, it was like I calculated how much money I had left in my bank account and how long I could survive without, getting a desk job again. And those were kind of the more structured approach I personally took, because I had never really taken a risk of that nature. I had only followed the academic, college, get good grades path. And eventually that would evolve into, being a doctor or something. I have no clue. But
Right.
I think for me, it was the first time I'd ever been like, this time I'm going to bet everything on me. And I don't know why it's scarier to bet on yourself versus somebody else. Maybe it's because you know your own faults more than you know other people's. It's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but if you go to a friend's house to help them clean or move or organize their space, it's so much easier than doing your own. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's because you don't have the emotional attachment to it, but it's kind of the same thing. It's like, why not bet on myself? Why not do it?
Why not? I think betting on yourself is a radical act of self-love. That's like the world's biggest secret. It's like people, it's like, yeah, work for somebody else or work for this other institution or do whatever. And it's actually like when you bet on yourself, when you put yourself first, you're able to make the impact and share yourself and your light with the world in a way that you might not be able to otherwise. Do you have any advice for people, from some of these schools or perhaps people who are, in jobs that they, maybe they're thinking it's time to leave, but they're not sure what to do? What advice do you have for those people who are trying to make that decision to actually bet on themselves?
I say you need to see the Tim Ferriss fear setting exercise. That's what I did before I decided to quit my job.
Okay.
It's an amazing chart. It's actually a part of Challenge Accepted Academy if you want to sign up for that as well, where you write out like all of your biggest fears. What would happen if your worst fears happen if you pursue the thing you want to pursue? And it forces you to like make an action plan for each of those things, such that if you pursue the thing and it happens, you have in the back of your head an action plan. So I really like that exercise because sometimes the things that we're most afraid of actually have reasonable solutions too. And if you think about it in a controlled state, it alleviates the fear of the unknown.
We're taking notes. Everybody here on the live, everybody watching this, the rerun on YouTube, take notes. Michelle Khare is dropping all the words of wisdom on us. And so for all of you who are here on the live, we're like about halfway through the interview. If you have questions for Michelle, I want you to go to the bottom of your screen, click on the little thought bubble with the question mark in it. Click on that and I will be able to read your questions toward the end of this interview and ask Michelle all the questions that you want to ask. So please, again, go to the bottom of your screen, use that little thought bubble with the question mark, click on that, ask Michelle all the questions. In the last 10, 15 minutes, I will be sure to ask them for you. If you're not following Michelle on Instagram, again, at Michelle Khare. If you're not following me on Instagram, at They Call Me Banz. Now is your time to follow us and to get all kinds of involved in this live. So
also, shout out to Dizzy for taking notes.
Yes.
Wow.
All the notes. And I'm like scrolling through the chat. I'm seeing so many folks from our awesome Challenge Accepted course here. I see Christina. I see Vince.
Stacy.
Is there anyone else that you saw, Michelle?
I saw Stacy and Vince.
Stacy too. Hello, friends. Hello. Well, maybe that is a perfect segue for you to chat a little bit more about this course at Nas Academy. And maybe I'll start off by saying that for those of you who you're like, what is Nas Academy, right? So Nas Academy is this really cool online learning platform where you can take classes that are spearheaded by some of the most interesting creators, around the world. They're sharing their insights with you, and not only are you sort of watching these pre-recorded videos by your favorite creators, but you actually get to meet them live in sessions or in meet and greets. And then there's this community aspect where you're in a WhatsApp group or Discord chat with that creator and with your peers, forever and ever and ever. And so you have this amazing course, Michelle, at Nas Academy, which we were mentioning, at the beginning. That's how the two of us met. And of course, it's shifting a little, some behind the scenes and shifting a little. We're still working on it. But I would love for you to share with everybody who's like maybe considering getting involved. Tell us more about your course and your vision for what people can expect and why they should take it.
Absolutely. So Challenge Accepted Academy was a course that was like born out of like need for me. I was like, I have to get this out. And what it is it's a 30-day course that walks the students, you, through a personal challenge of your own to help you develop a new skill or habit. We've had people in the prior session, like Vince master a video game for a competition. We had people learn a new language. We even had an actress in our last class book a series regular on a new TV show. And the premise of the course is pretty much taking all of the information I have learned from all of my challenges, all the amazing people I've gotten to meet with, and put it in one place. I feel like I've had such a unique experience getting to meet with everyone from like firefighters to paramedics to NASA astronauts to FBI agents. And 99% of what they say doesn't make it in the edit. And I think they have such amazing insights into the world. And I don't know anyone else who's gotten to like interact with all of these kinds of people in such a unique way. So I took all of the things I've learned, put it in a course in a digestible format where anyone can conquer their own challenge accepted.
And as a facilitator for your course, I have to say it is actually it's actually just one of the most interesting ways to conquer a challenge, in the sense that having this community, having you there as the ultimate cheerleader, connecting directly with students, it's this opportunity for the intersection of community and leadership and guidance to come together to really catapult people to do these things that they've always wanted to do. And I think the community bit for me is what's so special. And that's not just a Nas Academy thing, that's a you thing, Michelle. You create community and you're so intentional about it, not only in the Challenge Accepted course, even in your YouTube videos. At the end of YouTube videos, you've got like a shout out to, to your fans or to some people who, who follow you on different platforms. And I think that's something that's so special, especially for someone, with 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. You're so intentional about connecting with people who want to be involved. And why is that community building so important to you?
Oh my gosh, I think community is everything. And that's one thing I was really excited about with Challenge Accepted Academy, the course we did together. I wanted to be able to work with people in an intimate way. So, the class sizes were very small and intimate, and we had weekly check-ins. Not every course has all of those things, but to me, when I was thinking about what do I need the most when I'm going through a really tough challenge, I want constant accountability. I want a group of people that understand what I'm going through. I want a coach figure in my life like you. And so I tried, our best to re-facilitate that for the students. I think it worked out really well.
Yes, it did. It did. I'm going to give you some claps. I love my sound effects. It did. It worked out so well. We had 2 amazing classes, and here we are keeping things going even later. The Discord chat is going strong. I mean, it's just I mean, I've said this to you before, but that is not something that you see often, you know, with any course. And it's because of you. It's because you're so thoughtful about this. And, you know, even the fact that students are here on the live right now commenting, I'm like, it's just everything for me. And to have such a global community. I'm literally sitting here in Cape Town, South Africa, interviewing you where you're in Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. You know, I'm going to be in LA like June, July this year. I think we should do a link up. Like whoever else is in LA, Christina, whoever, we got to get everybody together.
I would love that. That sounds amazing.
Yes, yes. I think that's definitely the move. I think we should do that. And what was I going to say? There's going to be something. Okay, we talked about community. I want to get to all the questions that folks are asking, you know, for you using the feature. I'll do that in just a moment. We've got 4 or 5 questions that are in here already. Again, if you want to ask Michelle some questions, bottom of your screen, thought bubble with the question mark. Go type them in there. I'm going to ask them very, very soon. But I think one question, I want to ask one more question, you know, about these challenges, because I'm just so in awe of you and your strength and your grace and your everything. What was one of the challenges that was the most unexpected, either when you sort of said yes to doing it, or perhaps during the actual challenge itself, you were like, oh, I did not expect this to happen. What was an unexpected moment or an unexpected challenge for you?
I think that chess is probably was the most surprising challenge for me, because most of my challenges are physical. And so I thought, okay, like I knew chess was going to be hard, but I didn't think it was going to drive me crazy. I was like, you know what, all I gotta do is like study and I'll be good. But man, it drove me insane. The mental component of chess really took me off guard, and was incredibly difficult and frustrating to work with. But very impactful journey for sure. So I'm glad I saw it through.
That's okay. I love that. And that just speaks again to the dynamism of your videos. You're right. It's not all just these physical challenges. There's things that are mentally challenging or emotionally, you know, challenging. And it's like, it's that diversity that we love. You know, we never know what the next video is going to be. You know, it could be literally anything. And I think that's what is just so fun about the content that you produce and share with us. So honestly, Michelle, thank you. Just keep shining. Just keep sharing your absolute badassness with the world. We're all here for it, and we love to see it.
Thank you.
Oh, you are welcome. You're so welcome. So before I get to the questions that everybody else is asking, last question for you is, what is next? What's coming up? We're living in the moment, yes, but also we want a little sneak peek of the future. What exciting things are in the pipeline that, as your friends, as your fans, as your followers, what can we expect?
Upcoming videos. We have etiquette school. We have the fun one. I went to etiquette school.
Amazing.
Yeah, we did 911 dispatcher will be coming out. SWAT Academy. I'm doing a cheerleading episode.
Oh my God.
There's a lot to come. So lots of fun stuff happening on YouTube and TikTok.
Wow. Okay, everything from etiquette school to SWAT Academy. I mean, it's just like, again, these like polar opposites. And that's so cool. And honestly, I've heard you speak sometimes before about like, you're not afraid to just cold call some of these agencies and be like, hey, I'm a YouTuber and I want to work with you. And that's so cool. And to think that like, these agencies that we see as perhaps untouchable, or these places that are just like seem larger than life, and you're able to just navigate and enter into them. That is so amazing, Michelle. So yeah, I can just keep singing your praises this whole live, but that's what I'm here to do. You're your own hype girl. I'm gonna be your hype girl too. All right, Michelle, how about we answer some questions from the fans who are here on the live? Does that sound good?
Yeah. That sounds awesome. And also, guys, be sure to use the question feature, which is different from the chat. It's just to the right of the chat.
Yes, 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 yes. Please do that because there's like so many people signing in and so many people commenting that we just cannot even keep watching the chat. But some of you are using this feature. So let's go ahead and throw it over to, we'll start with some of our mutual friends. The fabulous Christina, who is one of your friends, and of course was in the Challenge Accepted Academy at Nas Academy. So Christina is asking, what inspires you to choose a new challenge?
Oh, what inspires me to choose a new challenge? A lot of them are comment suggestions from
Oh,
you guys. So we go through the comments and see what people are suggesting. And sometimes we go from there. Sometimes it's current events. A lot of times it's like things I'm genuinely interested in doing too.
ooh, yes, yes, yes. So you see that, party people, we the people have the power to inspire Michelle to try a new challenge. So
You
make sure you
do.
comment, slide into those DMs, comment on her next video.
Exactly.
I love that. I love that. And then our other mutual dear friend, Vince, who again is a student in your amazing Challenge Accepted Academy. Vince is asking, what inspired you to spread the knowledge of conquering your fears and goal setting via Nas Academy?
So for me, it was sort of like writing down all the things people ask me about my challenges. And I thought that it might manifest into a book, actually, which
Okay.
I might do a book still. Then I thought, what about a journal? And then I thought, you know what? I really feel that to be successful, you need to have an accountability, like an accountability section that is alive. Like it needed to have a 3D element. And so the concept of an online course actually to me fits the bill of the type of education I wanted to share. I think people could have bought the book and maybe read it and like that would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I still might do a book because I think a book is a fantastic resource for people who love books. But out the gate, I was like, I really want it to feel tangible and touchable and breathable and alive. And I felt that doing the wave model and having a community, having weekly accountability calls in small groups, to me was, for the first product, incredibly high value.
Absolutely high value. And like I said, we're seeing that now with how your community has stayed so strong and connected, you know, even months since we finished the course. So shout out to Vince and Christina and all the other alumni of the course who are here today asking questions and being fabulous. So there's a question here from It's Me Jillian, and It's Me Jillian is asking, when doing the challenges, are they hard? And if so, how do you keep pushing through?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know the answer to that.
Of course, we're not faking it over here. Everything is very, very real, very difficult. And the reason I keep pushing through, I think, is all the reasons that I wanted to instill certain things in Challenge Accepted Academy. So I keep pushing through because it's being filmed. And for me, that's a big motivator I want to push through. Because if I don't finish it or stick with it, then I don't have a video. And that directly affects my business. So that's a huge motivator for me. I also, you know, I have amazing support with my fiance and the people on our team. Those people keep me pushing through. And then the third reason I think is that for each of my challenges, I like to choose a head coach. Even the mental challenges have a coach figure in them, someone who is monitoring my progress, helping me with my training plan, and also holding me accountable. I think in any situation, whether it's a physical goal, a mental goal, a business goal, anywhere you can have a coach figure in your life, for me, that's where I succeed.
And again, another reminder from you, Michelle, that guidance is important. And as much as we want to invest in ourselves and do what we want to do, live our best lives, follow our passions, we do need guidance on that journey. And you always have this amazing coach figure who's there supporting you on these challenges, along with a much broader support system as well. So thank you. Thank you for answering that and for that question, Jillian. So many questions coming in hot now. So there's someone here called Enchanted Rose who's asking, what has been your favorite challenge and would you ever do it again?
My favorite challenge, people ask me this all the time. I don't actually have a favorite one, which it really sounds like a cop-out. But I will say I am absolutely loving the one I'm doing currently, which is I trained like an Olympic boxer for 12 weeks. So I'm on week 8, I think, week 8 or 9. And it's going amazing, and I just love it. I mean, it's one of those really special opportunities where I have a fantastic coach, Tony Jeffries. I love the routine. I love the activity. Challenging, but it makes me feel good inside at the same time. So it's really a perfect balance. So I'm loving that. And I just did Flight Attendant Academy, and that was Flight Attendant Academy was actually a really fun time. It was so cool. We got to so this video will be coming out next month, I think, and in April. So we got to do like this giant hydraulic plane, and it like moves and shakes like a plane crash, and then you open the door and like the slide pops out. So we got to do a lot of really, all the stuff you see on the safety card I got to do. So that was pretty cool.
I love that. I love that. I think what's so cool about your videos, Michelle, is that it's almost like you were like, why use my Ivy League degree for one career when I can do every single career ever, just for a couple weeks and then go to the next one.
I'm a professional jack of all trades.
Literally. That's what we're going to update your LinkedIn bio to.
You're right. I need to update my LinkedIn bio.
Well, as a LinkedIn fanatic, I thought it was pretty up to par, so. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have a couple minutes left. I'll ask a couple more questions that are on here. I like this question. This is kind of a very practical question. Malshan R is asking, how do you manage your daily tasks? Especially since it seems like you're filming, editing, training for multiple videos at once, multiple challenges at once, I should say.
Yeah.
So how do you manage those your day-to-day?
Google Calendar.
Yes, girl.
Everybody who knows me knows I think Google Calendar is a religion, and it's one that so practically, how do I keep track of things? I use Google Calendar for every single thing I do in life. Carissa says, LMAO, time for Michelle to plug her favorite app. Oh my God. Yes, I love Google Calendar. Carissa, I just sent you a calendar invite a few hours ago. I hope you got it. That's not even.
Oh my gosh.
I use Google Calendar because for me, like, there's just so much going on. If I don't block off time for it to happen, whatever it is, it's just not going to happen. So when I put something in Google Calendar, I am making a commitment to do it. To me, it's like writing it in stone and saying, like, this is going to happen. I'm taking the time to do this. But also another thing that I do every Sunday is, like, I'll look at the week ahead, and it's sort of an opportunity for me to say, you know what? I'm going to be really tired after training. I shouldn't be doing this important meeting right after. So I need to move one of those things around. So I think like taking time to be really honest with yourself. And another, I've never seen someone love Google Calendar this much. I just think like there's also a part of honesty that comes with scheduling, because like I think we've all been in one of those like, you know, January 1st, here is my schedule for the month that I'm going to follow for my, you know, New Year's resolution, whatever that may be. 2 weeks in, it doesn't work. You have to be willing to every Sunday, every Friday, whatever works for you. Highly recommend either ending or starting your week by looking at the week ahead and just being freaking honest with yourself. If it's, you know what, I'm not going to be inspired to do this on that day, you got to move it. Like, really having self-honesty is where effective organization actually can blossom. I don't know if that.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And it's almost like that honesty bit is almost like boundary setting, right? It's like, okay, this thing is in my calendar. I need to do this, this, and this at this time. And realistically, I can't do this afterward. Or actually, I want to do this, so I need to move it to, you know, a different time or something like that. So I love that. And I love that Christina and Carissa, shout out to Carissa. I didn't give you a shout out earlier. Also someone who worked so closely with you, Michelle, and who worked closely with us for your Challenge Accepted Academy as well. I love it. I love it. G-Cal for the win. You know, sometimes, because I always send out a calendar invitation for my guests on NIKKI BANZ Live, because that just to me is it's very normal. It's a very normal thing to do. But sometimes I get, you know, messages from some of the entertainers and people I have on. They're like, wow, you sent me a calendar invitation. That's so professional. And I'm like, is it so professional? I'm like, it's very standard for me. I'm like,
there are just a couple people I know that like have not, like, do not use Google Calendar in their life. I'm like, how do you know what's going on in your life?
I feel the same way. I get so much anxiety.
That's just too much going on.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm telling you, if it's not on my calendar, it ain't happening. That's how it goes.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're in our last couple minutes here, Michelle, and we've had so many amazing questions from everybody here. You have been an absolute star, sharing all of your insights with us about your academy, with your work ethic, your background, your identities, you know, how you got to where you are today. And so just for these last couple minutes, you have any final words, any final thoughts you'd like to share with us here today on NIKKI BANZ Live?
No, I think that this was so wonderful to chat with you, Nicole, and get to know you more. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much to everybody who joined and commented and pressed the heart and sent in questions. It's, I don't really go live super often, and it's moments like this that make me excited to do it more. So thank you for inviting this amazing hour into my life.
Oh, Michelle, of course, of course. Honestly, I have so much joy whenever I work with you, and speaking with you is incredibly motivating and inspiring. So I am so grateful that you are here on NIKKI BANZ Live and sharing your expertise with my audience and just sharing it with the world. Can't thank you enough. And it's funny, I think we've talked more here than we did in Dubai. We were in the same
I know. We had like 2 minutes to talk in Dubai, so we must be up. You're back in LA.
Yes, LA link up coming soon. We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be incredible. So thank you, Michelle. Once again, everybody, follow Michelle at Michelle Khare. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. If you're not following me at They Call Me Bands, you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you, Michelle. I'm sure we'll talk to you very, very soon. This has been such a joy, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day in sunny Southern California.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a lovely day.
All right. Bye, Michelle. Bye, everybody.
Bye.